Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 902. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings, everyone.
All right, so unexpectedly today, Friday's numbers came in, and Rogue One was not number one. Very alarmed about that. An unexpected, mind you, a movie called Hidden Figures had the number one spot for Friday with 7,575,000. Now, Hidden Figures is about
the moon landing and these women who are pretty much good at math. And it's said that a lot of I can't remember if it was Glenn, but one of the people who were part of the crew says they trusted her than beyond belief. So it's supposed to be a true story. So based on a true story.
Now, I'm getting weird numbers here because it's showing, and I don't know if this is correct. This movie came out before, like right after Christmas, I guess, because I'm getting thousands. Hold on.
I thought it came out this week.
I guess it was limited release. Is that what it is?
Yeah, maybe limited release.
Came out on Christmas Day and made 515,000. This is weird. 26th, 323,000. 27th, 212,000. It was out for a week and a half. Limited, I guess, release.
Yeah.
That's really odd. And then I guess for some reason they just bumped it like to main release, I guess. And wow. So it's currently 10,529,000. So that's just really a weird situation. Then let's see, Sing was number 3. And Sing
is that animated thing.
Yeah, Sing is 302 million worldwide already. That was released weeks ago too. Now, here's the thing: A Monster Calls is 12th place.
Ooh.
I guess, and this is where I'm confused because I thought A Monster Calls was released this week, but it looks like it was released before Christmas. I'm really confused. I don't know what's happening here because when did they start releasing movies weeks before it was supposed to, limitedly? I mean, this is really odd. But it's not doing well at all.
Yeah, they're saying here release date was the 23rd.
Underworld came out on Friday, made only 4,850,000. We're not going to have really. I'm going to find out tomorrow at 1:00 probably what's going on. But I have a feeling. I mean, Star Wars has still got to be number one for the week. I refuse to believe that. This is going to knock it out. Nothing against the movie, but
yeah,
I don't really. I mean, nobody really pictured that. Not that it's impossible, but I mean, we'll see. I guess tomorrow. I mean, Rogue One has in as of now 844 million, and I don't have any numbers in from China really, other than. No, it's just I'm blocked from China. I can't see China. I don't know if they still have that weird storm over there.
Yeah.
That prevented people from going to the movies in general. So the box office is kind of weird lately. It's hard to explain what the hell is actually happening. Other than, I mean, I would think that when everything is normal, I would think that China's going to give us over 100 million, right?
Yeah.
150 million, so it will be $1 billion, I think. But the saga continues, so we'll have to find out next week what's going on with that.
Tune in next week.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Civil War II, the comic, because we didn't really cover it that much, and this is spoilers again for the ending of Civil War II. It turns out that superhero that caused the Civil War II, I guess, became one with the cosmic entity, so he's no longer going to be manipulating events to showing them the futures, but before he died or whatever the hell he became, Eternity, before he got absorbed with Eternity, he showed that there's a whole bunch of futures that Marvel may turn into. And one of them
is back to the regular way.
Yeah, one of them showed that Thor will get the hammer back, and he's fighting Loki with this weird demon sword.
Ooh.
That was one future. Another future is that the Days of Future Past is actually going to happen, like now or soon. Like that storyline that they did.
Later claimed that was supposed to be in a whole different dimension.
Well, no, it was that it happened in the future. So now they're trying to say that the future is now possibly the Days of Future Past, or maybe altered. Another thing is that another future.
Oh, it was Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
That's what
Now another one is Ultron taking over the world. Then there's another future about Mars attacking, which is weird, with weird ships, sort of like World of Worlds. Another future where Captain America is killed by Miles Morales. And then another future with the monsters, which is actually happening now. They're fighting these kaiju, Pacific Rim, Godzilla knockoff.
Yeah.
So again,
earlier.
They're having all this weird stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's going in the right direction or not, but to me, it's not.
No, it's not. Because I know occasionally I'll stop off at one of these three comic book shops that's near me, and I'll look through it and go, yeah.
I mean, Civil War is the only thing that's
I'm sticking more with DC than anything, because I noticed, because I'm not going to mention the YouTuber, but they were mentioning about how if they introduce, I know I'm getting off subject a bit, but they were talking about the Supergirl and Flash universes, and if they introduce, and how they.
Are you talking about the TV?
Yeah, the DCU, how they could introduce these characters, how with Batman and Supergirl, they could have Nightwing, but just have either have him out of his Batman outfit, or you could just see a silhouette. And I posted in their chat site, what they should do is have Supergirl meet Starfire. She name drops either Dick or Nightwing, so that way they could introduce him later on.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
Back to Marvel.
Yeah, back to Marvel. So I really don't think this is the right direction for Marvel. I mean, I honestly and it's nothing against women heroes or heroes of different nationalities, but like I said plenty of times, it's okay to have change, but not rapid change with the whole entire Marvel universe is changed on us at the same time, and you don't have time to adjust. Because what happens is they threw all these heroes at us. This is who they are now, and then they didn't give us time to adjust, and then they kept changing more. So people,
if you notice, the ones they're changing is the ones they don't have rights to.
No, they have rights to everybody.
Yeah.
Marvel, I'm talking about the comics.
Yeah,
they have rights to their own characters.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the movie rights.
No. The thing that they're changing is they're changing the character. They could do whatever they want in the comics. They have the rights. They just don't have the rights to make movies on. But somebody wanted them to not have comics with the people that have the movie rights, because they don't want to promote them, but they can't do that totally because the X-Men is a moneymaker, so they can't just not have an X-Men book. So, anyway, the Captain America is the Falcon, but then all of a sudden Steve Rogers is the Falcon. So you have two Captain America books. Then you call it Steve Rogers Captain America, and then you call it Sam Wilson Captain America. Then you introduce us to Misty Knight as Captain America, and Bucky may still be Captain America, and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. That's enough. Too much. And then now you made the She-Hulk,
regular Hulk.
You gave her the name the Hulk, and you made her look like a man.
Yeah.
You made a woman look like manly woman with muscles, where she shouldn't even be a woman. And they call her Hulk, and she's gray. And it's like that thing again where these people, these writers, they go, wouldn't it be cool? And no, it's not cool.
If you want to do, this is what they should have done. They should have done, with a lot of these characters, they want to do a little offset to. Do a what if. You say, what if this? That way you have your one-off, you got your fix in, and you haven't destroyed everything. Because they had this whole notion of, oh, if we call her She-Hulk, it's defeminizing her. No.
No, what they should have did with She-Hulk, right? All right, she had a traumatic experience, right? So make it that she fucking goes nuts. Call her She-Hulk. She still has the body of She-Hulk. She still is a beautiful look, because that's who she is, right? And have it that she turns into a villain. She flips the fuck out. Her mind is fucking snapped, and she's just fucking going crazy. If you want to do that, then do that, and then because the same thing happened with Scarlet Witch when she had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
She was responsible for people dying, but then they came back. So then have the fucking She-Hulk go batshit crazy, whatever. I mean, that's the whole point. It's like, you can't, if she's going to go crazy or she's going to go monstrous, right? Why does she got to look different than what she already is? She had decades of where she was able to control it. Now all of a sudden she looks like a man. So, I mean, that's stupid. You know? And then this other thing about Captain Marvel, I sort of think Captain Marvel was in a suit. And I'm like, she's not a, she likes men. I mean, and then she's looking like she's weird, like in a suit. I'm like, what is going on here? What are you trying to portray here with her? You know, it's like weird, because I thought she was going out with Rhodey, War Machine. So I don't know what the hell's going on with her. And then they're trying to make her as the main person in the Marvel Universe. That she's not.
They're trying to do that because they got that movie coming out probably, and they want to try to push.
You can't. I understand they're going to make a movie, but she's not the main person. Like, you can't make her that big. She's been around for decades, and they never did shit with her. Okay? She was binary. They just didn't do shit with her until finally somebody got their shit together and they made it great. But you know what? How many decades? She was just fucking there. You know? Just fucking there. I mean, it was like, you didn't do shit with her. Now she's the fucking Wonder Woman of fucking Marvel Universe. You know? And they fucking love it that she's, okay, but stop. I don't know what you're turning her into now. Like, she's a woman, so treat her like a woman. Don't make her look like fucking... What is she going to be, a manly woman now? Like, is she wearing suits and fucking stupid shit? I don't know what the hell they're doing with her. And then why does she have to be the fucking authority with everything? Why would she have to win Civil War? Why? You know, they should have fucking schooled her. Honestly. Tony Stark should have schooled, everybody should have schooled her. The Hulk fucking dies. That was another thing that pissed me off, right? I've read Hawkeye for fucking decades, okay? He's against killing.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking kill anybody, all right? That's the whole...
Well, his heroes are made.
He fucking divorced his wife because she killed the Phantom Rider, who basically raped her and everything. She let him die off the cliff. He divorced her because of that, right? So why the fuck would you have somebody write Hawkeye that doesn't know what the fuck who Hawkeye is, and they have him kill him like no reason? Like, oh, I have to stop. No, you don't. No. His character does not have it in his head, even if you fucking brainwashed him, to kill anybody. That's who Hawkeye is. He doesn't fucking kill anybody. Okay? In the cinematic universe, he's not a killer.
No.
They got it close to him in the movies, but he's a nice guy and he doesn't kill. He finds a way. Like Captain America.
Yeah.
Right. So why would you fucking change the character? Like Bendis, why the fuck would you change the character?
Because they wanted to write a character out, and they wanted.
I just can't stand. Look again.
Look at this. Look. It came before they were going to change She-Hulk to Hulk. So why not have Hawkeye, the most trusted person in Banner or Hulk's life? be the one to kill them.
That just makes
And
no
then that way they
sense.
can introduce She-Hulk as Hulk.
But that makes no
Which,
sense.
which
Listen,
I think
there's
is
things you just don't.
thing, but
Something they don't do with Hawkeye. He doesn't kill anybody. So you can't have somebody write for the character if they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And not for nothing, I'm not saying anything against Bendis with all he's done in the Marvel, but from what I've seen, and I have a different view of him other than anybody else, I don't like what he's done. I don't like that he's made Iceman gay. I don't like that he's done fucking shit. I don't like that he's got Mary Jane in the Iron Man comic because she belongs in fucking Spider-Man. Okay? And then when I see in the Dan Slott comic, I see fucking Mary Jane not say anything and fucking Aunt May's husband's funeral, and she has 2 words. Like, what the fuck is that? Okay? Why? Because he's not allowed to use her? What is he doing with her? Now Tony Stark's dead or evolved or whatever he is. So what the hell is Mary Jane doing in the Iron Man comic then? Get her out of there and put her back in Spider-Man because that's what she belongs.
And get Spider-Man back to his regular roots.
Right. It's kind of weird how the alternate reality where Spider-Man's married to Mary Jane, that's like number fucking 3, and Regular Amazing's number 23. Okay? There's a reason for it because people fucking want Peter Parker, Mary Jane together. That's it. Fucking fix it, because they don't want to see Peter Parker with different women or different fucking shit. And if you're going to have him with a fucking woman, have him with one woman. Black Cat, that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Don't start doing shit like, because Mockingbird is one of my favorite characters too from back in the day. Nobody knew who Mockingbird was. Don't have him hook up with freaking Peter Parker, like Mockingbird and Peter Parker, because then you're really like confusing the shit out of him. Because that's Peter Parker, if he's not going to be with Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy's not there, and it's Felicia Hardy, as far as I'm concerned. But they were just, that's it. You don't hop around, It's for like 100 issues, boom, And if it's not, then leave Mary Jane in there. Just leave her in there.
Leave MJ in there, yeah. Because
no reason, and I'm pissed off, there's no reason that character should be an Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because they were together. Peter Parker and Mary Jane were together, and he was mad at Iron Man for screwing him over with the Civil War thing and the Iron costume turning on him, going against the Spider Sense. So why the fuck would his wife side with someone that was against her husband? That would never fucking happen. So no, take her out of that comic. And Bendis needs to like seriously look at the people that he's fucking changing, because you know what? He's going against everything that fucking these characters have been built on. Okay? First of all, whoever fucking did that shit with Tony Stark being adopted, fix that shit.
Oh, that was
That's annoying the shit out.
Yeah, because that one I know. I looked around and just grabbed a case.
Then Marvel tried to say that the Black Widow was the fucking mother of fucking Iron Man, and I'm like, they had sex. So did you forget that?
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh shit, we forgot about that. We can't say that now. Yeah, they had sex. Hello. So don't fucking know your fucking history, your own company, Marvel, before you start changing shit. You embarrass yourself. Just like the Mist with the Inhumans, they cleared that up decades ago. That was cured. I think Quicksilver cured it, so the terrain mist could not kill the mutants. And now they made no sense, and they just brought it back like it's back and everything. Marvel doesn't even know their own history. How that's disgusting.
It's like whoever they get, they're hopscotching around. Like,
These guys used to research. These guys used to research and make sure that it didn't fuck up. But nobody's researching shit.
No, they're just wanting to get a comic book out, and that's all.
They didn't even know fucking Mysterio was dead for like 10 years. That the fucking Mysterio Spider-Man, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, did you know he committed suicide in Daredevil when we borrowed him? Oh no. Okay. Figure that one out now. Now who is that then? Because you got to explain that. So this shit.
Say it's a secondary Mysterio or
listen
masquerading as Mysterio.
You know what? They need to fucking Mr. Fantastic, the Fantastic Four needs to be back at Marvel. That bullshit with Secret Wars. You know what I would do? This is what I would do. They're talking about these stupid storylines that they're creating, right? Secret Empire. Sorry, nobody gives a shit about that, okay? Nobody gives a shit about Steve Rogers becoming a Nazi and worse than Hitler. I don't want to see it. You know what I want to see? I want to see Mephisto versus the world, and you have it that he has the fucking time gem. He's been altering the Marvel Universe timelines. He's been fucking everything up. And that when they have to fight him, it's like almost like the Infinity Gauntlet, but they're fighting a person with one gem. The whole fucking Marvel Universe. And the Marvel Universe gets resorted back to right before a certain point, and all this shit that happened now is fucking wiped. Secret Wars never happened. all this shit would have happened. The deal with the devil with Spider-Man never fucking.
Well, look, I know I'm getting off the subject, but look what they're doing in DC, where they're making it look as though the Watcher may have had something to do with certain events.
DC, the Watcher's from Marvel. He's not in DC.
I'm not Watcher. Mr. Manhattan. I'm sorry, Mr.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make it. That's two. I mean, that's look. Somebody asked me a question. Matrixlord, because it was like so many decades before I read DC again. He asked me how many issues of Rebirth did I read. I only read that one. Okay, and then I just was so busy with life and stuff that I can never handle two different comic books. So I stick with Marvel, but only one, and I haven't gone back into it to my shame. So, besides that, Marvel needs to fix their shit. They need to go through every single comic. This is what I say, right? No time traveling for a while. Take all the people that are from the future. I don't give a fuck, or the past. Put the original X-Men back where they are, but make it that. You know what I would do? I would even do one better. I would kill those original X-Men and make it that they were from a different Earth. Because once you put them back, the Marvel Universe is going to be fucked. So they're not, and I would say that Jean Grey's evil. Because she's manipulating Iceman to think he's gay.
There you go. Because let's say, it goes as far as this, Iceman, Bobby Drake, had something on her. And
make it that they were planted there by another time traveler. They should make it that they were planted there by another time traveler, or Mr. Sinister had time travel abilities, and he knew that Beast was going to go to that point, so he planted fake X-Men.
Ooh, there's a good way to bring back either the Dark Beast, even.
Well, he's from Age of Apocalypse, but he's dead.
Yeah, I know, but still.
He's completely dead, though. He's completely dead. As far as I know, he's completely dead, I think. But I would just goodbye, and futuristic goodbye. Look, you want to do a new universe where they show Luke Cage's daughter, sort of like a $20.99, but now it's $21.99 or some shit, or $21.15, then go ahead. Try to do another universe. But I'm never for these things when they do that, because it never sticks, and they always try to make a place to, and it doesn't work. So just send the time travelers away. Stop the time manipulations. And we need to have stability. So we need to fix what's wrong. And the biggest thing in Spider-Man what's wrong is that deal. Yeah. That deal ruins the whole great power, great responsibility thing and the whole character of Spider-Man, because people even reading it now feel that that's not their Spider-Man because it's irresponsible and stuff. So, because he wouldn't take a company that Dr. Octopus created and used. That's irresponsible. So you would have to somehow make it where the history is intact, but you would fix the timeline. And make it that they didn't make the deal, but they thought they did, or some stupid shit. Somehow you have to explain all this other shit out. But you can't have that stick like that. And Aunt May, I'm sorry, she's got to go.
Or if you want, go back and redo that little Imcron crystal thing again.
And you know what it makes it? I spot you in my Imcron crystal right now. But Wolverine came back from the dead. But the thing with Spider-Man, you can't have it that he has the ego that he could time travel or make deals with the devil and alter. There has to be consequences. So if things get resorted back, Aunt May dies because she got shot by the Kingpin, and that's it. And that's what you have to deal with. And maybe he has to be messed up because he shouldn't have did that in the first place, and it messed up everybody else.
And this is a way they could reintroduce Miles Morales. He's taken over trying to
he's got to go back to his universe. I don't know why he's here.
But nonetheless, they could still keep him for a while until he gets back to his own universe. Or there's a good way of having Venom take over Parker.
Well, I know Venom is now a new Venom. It's an army person or something, and it's a different person totally.
Like I said, I'm just grasping at straws trying to think of anything.
They need to just, I would just, it's not working. The sales show that She-Thor is not working. Oh. And I really don't know when they started this shit that she had cancer, because they're trying to do a Captain Marvel storyline with the death of Captain Marvel. We had cancer. And so she's going to die of cancer, which is stupid. Okay? First of all, just don't even go and repeat yourself. Just cure her of the thing. Make it that it wasn't cancer. It was some other thing that thought it was cancer, and they cure her, and then she's back where she is, and that's it. Because don't repeat the storyline she dies, because that's really stupid. Nobody wants to see that, and that's just dumb, because you're not going to be known as that storyline because you copied off of somebody else. Find out that Miss Fisto's behind Tony Stark thinking he's adopted to, everything's connected to Mephisto. Everything, even the fucking cosmic cube that's altering Captain America.
They. I was thinking Micronauts, but they moved those to IDW.
Yeah, just have Mephisto responsible for everything and fix everything. That's all. That's what I would do. You don't have to make just a Mephisto versus everybody, and that's it. And fix it up. And then at the end of the storyline, Mephisto loses the time gem, and the time gem recreate or get back the other Infinity Gems, and then you could always have an Infinity Gauntlet thing, bring it back later on, Because they're going to do that eventually. They're going to do another Infinity Gauntlet thing,
Because you got the movie coming out, and they've got to promote that, and that's a great way of actually.
They're going to bring the movie back thing, I know. So, but they got to do it with a twist or something, But the comics are in not that great shape, and honestly, Bruce Banner, you can't keep portraying Bruce Banner as a weakling, scrawny, because it's been so many decades that he hasn't been that way. I'm sure he worked out a little bit too, when he changed himself too, and he didn't look like scrawny, whatever. It's just so, stereotyping that he's that way when he hasn't been that way for a while. But they don't know that because they never read.
I think that's one of the reasons I had a problem with the Avengers cartoon. It's the fact that they always had the Hulk. To me, his whole notion is he was always angry, and that's why he turned into the Hulk. But yet, keep having back his Banner, and then just occasionally have the Hulk in the Avengers cartoon. But they always had the Hulk, and he was not always angry to maintain that. He wasn't She-Hulk.
Right. Well, at some point in time, it got to be where you didn't have to be angry. It was just Hulk, which is weird. They had so many different things happen. They separated the Hulk, and then he was dying, and he had to have the Hulk back. It's like a weird thing. I don't know. But I just want Marvel fixed. Because at the end of the day, if Marvel isn't fixed and that starts dropping, that's going to signify a big change in the comic books, because every year comics are down like 10, 20% or whatever it is, right? If it keeps going like that, nobody's going to read comics anymore. They're all going to be digital.
It's not that they're not going to read comics, it's that they're not going to read Marvel.
It's not going to be a physical copy.
We're back after the whole little 90s thing.
It's not going to be a physical copy, and that's going to do away with comic book stores, and I don't want that. But they need to fix the comics and make it where it's believable. It's not believable to me. It was nice to see Peter Parker a billionaire, but if Peter Parker made himself to get there to be a billionaire, it would be a different story, but he didn't. He used Dr. Octopus's company that was created with money put under his name, and that's not believable to me. He should not be smart enough to be a businessman. He should be smart in certain areas, but dumb in other areas. I mean, he's not perfect, okay? So why would he just be? You can't just be a businessman.
The fact that he created the web slingers and was smart tells me he's more.
He's technology. He's like
technology,
science, but he can't be a businessman.
He's not business science.
That's why he needs to not be a billionaire anymore. He needs to just go back. I mean, but now you can't, because then it looks weird going back to him being a photographer, working for the Daily Bugle. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what we should do. Unfortunately, he's probably going to have to stay a billionaire. But people don't like, if he can stay a billionaire, why can't he be in New York? I don't understand why he has to be, why can't he be in New York? All his villains are in New York. That's another thing, too. I mean, it's one thing, if you're going to change him that way, keep him in New York. Don't make him in Hong Kong. Who the fuck's going to fight him in Hong Kong? Or San Francisco? All his villains are going to get a plane ticket? That's why they're villains in the first place, because they can't afford.
Oh, excuse me. I'm the Lizard. I need to go over to Hong Kong.
Yeah, I need to go to Hong Kong to fight Spider-Man, so I'm going to...
Are you here for business or pleasure? Is killing Spider-Man
I'm just angry.
Pleasure?
At least he's in New York. They get mad at him. They could go around the corner, boom, they beat him up. Like they go attack Spider-Man, but that was kind of hard, So... I don't know when Marvel. I see eventually. I don't want to stop collecting comics, but eventually this keeps getting alien to me. I don't want to read any of that garbage, So we'll see. Before we made a podcast, we heard that from Cineblend that the Ghostbusters 2 is in production. So they're working on it. They're doing something with it. So
Yep.
I'm happy about that. And, you know, it's funny because people tend to read something and believe something and not really research things. So when one person's like, it's a flop, it's a flop, it's a flop, and they say all reasons why it's a flop, these people adapt that, copy and paste it type of thing, and they have it in their set brain that that's the way it is. But they don't research it to say, oh, that they bought the rights and they paid off, let's say, Bill Murray and all these people to get the rights to do a Ghostbuster movie. So they probably spent like $100 million to do that, and they only spent like $50 million for Ghostbusters, but they put it in the budget. So when you think about it, and when everybody's like, "Oh, the movie's a flop," and somebody's like, "That's not our numbers," and they're like, "Oh, insiders say this." Well, insiders don't know.
Yeah.
Top secret stuff like Sony that they paid off Bill Murray and people that they're not allowed to say how much to use the Ghostbuster name and use the Ghostbuster movie. So technically you take that out of the budget because it doesn't belong, because just like Force Awakens would not be responsible to make $4.5 billion for the purchase of Star Wars, that it made $2 billion, right? So you don't consider that a flop, right?
No.
So Ghostbusters...
Because the way they look at this, Force Awakens is a sequel, and Rogue One is an offshoot.
No. I'm talking about the rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
George Lucas sells the rights to Disney. The first movie to make is Force Awakens. You don't put that it costs $4.5 billion to make The Force Awakens, because then it will be a flop. So that's not, but with Ghostbusters, they did. They said, okay, we paid off whoever, we threw it in the budget, and that's what the budget is. But insiders wouldn't know that, and they would just consider that the budget. But guess what? That's why Sony knows that it's a hit, but nobody else does, right? And they're like, well, our numbers show it would be, if you're saying it's a $100 million loss, it would be a $25 million loss. It's like, why are the numbers so wrong? Because people all got it wrong. They're not experts. They're repeating each other. They're doing the same article on different things and twisting the words around, but it's the same shit. And nobody's actually researching the shit. So guess what? To lose $25 million, okay, but how much did they make in merchandising? Like probably $500 million or $200
million. If it wasn't doing so good, then why is the little Ghostbuster experience going on?
Still, it is January, and that shit is still in New York. Why is that?
If it was a flop, so if it was as much of a flop as they said, then that Ghostbuster thing would have either one, would not have started, or two, when the signs were looking that it was a flop, they would have yanked that.
That would have been out of Madame Tussauds already.
Yeah.
Okay? That shit's still there. It's January. Now, another thing is that, look, they are going ahead with a sequel because it's not a flop. It's like when Sony put out the system and they were losing money for the PlayStation, but they made tons of money from the software. They made tons of money from the merchandising. People bought hats like me. People bought Blu-rays. People bought figures. There was shit in Party City. There was stuff to put on top of cakes. There was shit everywhere with the female Ghostbusters, right? They made tons of money. They are definitely...
The only thing that really wasn't doing too well was that video game.
That was shit. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. But you got the virtual VR now, Ghostbusters, where you're a Ghostbuster. That looks phenomenal. Fighting a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That looks great. And if anybody, what I just said, if anybody still says that they're not making a female Ghostbuster sequel, because after I just said that they made probably tons of money on merchandising and everything, right, because of the movie, but yet they lost maybe, what, $25 million? So you lose $25 million. Let's see if we can add this up, right? You lose $25 million from the movie, but then you make like $200, $300 million in merchandising. Now, we just watched Spaceballs, right? Right? One of the lines that Mel Brooks says,
I still remember it,
as Yogurt, is merchandising is where the money really makes the money. Remember that? And they had a whole room where you had Yogurt the doll, Yogurt the
doll,
Yogurt the lunchbox. Ooh. Ghostbusters 2016 Answer the Call made tons of money in merchandising. None of that shit is, although people lie, none of that shit is clearance. they are going waves of more in the future of figures. Okay?
Because
it's so fucking successful that in the comic they're doing a crossover.
We're selling the watches at over there. We're not allowed, because of a certain manufacturer, we can't reduce them in price.
Right. Yeah.
Because of that. I mean, there's and we still have bukus of them over there. But
so,
we can't reduce them in price.
So these girls are making them tons of money in merchandising. Listen, tons of money. They are still putting shit out. You want to know how much, just from Halloween alone, they made tons of money. Now, with this philosophy that I just said, 1 + 1 is 2. Okay? If you can't figure it out, think about it. Watch this video again. They made hundreds of millions of dollars in merchandising from the female Ghostbusters, maybe lost $25 million. What does that tell you?
And, look what they're doing with the comic book too, like we were talking about.
They are doing a crossover, okay, where they're going to have, there's a reason behind this, because they're going to have a movie about it possibly, that they're going to go interdimensional, and the Ghostbusters from both universes are going to team up against a spiritual threat, okay? So if the movie is making you tons of money in merchandising and you are Sony, you're going to say, yes, we still want to make money, please. Can you do this again, Paul?
Where do you want your dump truck of money?
Could you sign the girls and let's go, okay? And that is exactly what's happening. But because everybody is talking shit, they're keeping quiet about it, which is great, because you know what? Nobody's going to know what the fuck's happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're going to see a fucking trailer, and then I'm going to be like whipping the finger out to all the haters. Which I said in the Ghostbusters cast, I'm like, time to eat your shit, basically, because everybody's going to be...
I will say this much. I hope they have... I hope they do a little name drop of Carl Kolchak. I know... It was that, or even the 70s Saturday morning cartoon, the live action.
Yeah, they're not going to do that, though.
I mean, just a name drop, not.
Yeah.
Like
I know they did some stuff in Spaceballs.
They're flicking through the TV and they see this thing on like TV Land. Go, what the hell is this? It's like the opening of the 70s version of the Ghostbusters Saturday morning cartoon, or something.
What I would do is I would have Harold Ramis's daughter be in it as Egon's daughter.
Yeah, there you go.
And that nobody knew that Egon had a wife and kids, and he died. But you know what? There she is, Violet Ramis. I think her name is Violet Ramis.
Ooh, here we go. What'd be good is, and then you could see probably his spirit as one of the.
Well, that I wouldn't do, because that's kind of like fucked up.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that, because that I feel was totally wrong. He's gone, okay, but if he allowed that, like, to him be CGI, but he didn't. So I wouldn't like the other things like Carrie Fisher. If she
you're
allowed, but that'd be too painful for anybody to see, you know. But anyway, yeah, I would definitely. This is why people cannot look. You see an article out there. If you want to be a journalist and you want to you just dissect that. You look around, because people had an agenda. They didn't want this movie to be a success.
No, because it didn't have the original cast, and that's what they were looking.
Well, that's not the only reason. Our side, Ghostbusters side, did make a mistake too. Okay, I'm not giving them a complete pass, and it's not because I vote for somebody different. Or maybe it is. But the thing is that they went on to say that the Ghostbusters vote for Hillary Clinton. And I'm like, no, you don't. And Sony even said, no, you don't, because you don't alienate your audience, okay? You may have fans that vote for Trump. So now when you say that, you piss people off even further. So the thing is, fictional characters are not allowed to vote in a real election. There you go. So you leave that shit out there. Just like all these companies that they want to fucking open up their mouth and they're like, we are for Hillary or whatever. Shut the fuck up. Nobody gives a shit. Just like the actors. The actor says nobody gives a shit, because that they could lose sales.
Unless you're running for office.
But nobody cares. Like that. What if they lose money from selling albums because of that?
And again, there are people out there who will look at this like, okay, you're for this person. I'm not going to buy your stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, and yes, they have a legitimate claim, but in the end,
see, right now, I don't. It does. You know what? Whoever. I mean, just because you vote one way doesn't mean you're going to vote the other way the next time around. You know, I voted for Trump this time, but if he doesn't do a good job, I'm not going to vote for him. Maybe I'll vote for the Democrat. You know, it doesn't. You're not stuck to a same party. But the thing is that don't ever make a movie have a political thing, because that's what killed it, you know? But the thing is that, like, these articles came out, people started having an open mind about the Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters, and they watched it again, and they said to themselves they like it. And all these new fans, people dressing up like the female Ghostbusters, doing their thing, it has never been that. It's more popular now than it's ever effing been. Because I've never seen this amount of merchandise. I've never seen people going out and being the Ghostbusters all the time in every damn state. I'm following like maybe 60 Twitter accounts at least with just Ghostbusters.
Like I said, a buddy who used to work with me, he's part of the Oklahoma or Tulsa-based Ghostbusters, and I don't know if he's changed his mind about the movie.
Let me tell you something. This shit is stronger than ever, regardless. So, anytime if you're a Ghostbuster and something that comes out Ghostbusters, you're going to be boosted, you know? So, whether they like it or they don't like it, the movie did what it needed to do, whether it be merchandising or not. And Sony would be stupid not to do a sequel and make money. Everybody wants to make money, and they'd be really foolish if they didn't, which, according to these two articles, they are going ahead. So, you know what? That's great. Thumbs up. And again, when Sony 5 comes out, like PlayStation 5, they're gonna take a hit. They're gonna lose money off the system, but
I will say this about video games. I know, once again, Jeff said, to me, the way the technology is going, it's either going to go purely computer-based or it's going to go purely downloadable. And if it does the whole downloadable, places like GameStop, I hate saying, will go.
Well, I don't want that. See, here's the thing. I think eventually you're not going to have like a PlayStation 10. Like maybe PlayStation 5 will be it, and then you can just update it somehow, right?
Yeah, and you have those little USB ports where that's where your little promo games are, or you download straight into the.
You gotta make it where these retail companies stay afloat.
Yeah.
Because then you don't want to do the cause of them going out of business. That's why you need to have different things. Like maybe there's different games available on the internet than they are in the store, and then maybe there's only.
That's why I was thinking. That's why I thought it was kind of stupid the way they did the little mini NES. What they should have done is, yes, put the base games in there, but you could go to their website, plug in one of those little USB things, download those, and then flip the little hood that used to be for the cartridge, and there's your little.
Yeah, because what they're going to do is they're going to do like the Atari Flashback, where Christmas 2017 is going to be 60 games available for the NES. And then it's going to be 90, and then it's going to be 120. So why not just put everything in there at once? But they don't want to do that. They want to just, and then they'll do it.
They want the money.
So, but anyway, we got off topic. But you know what? That's okay. We'll be back in a little while. So thank you, Scott.
Oh, and before I go, part 2 of the Cliffhanger Saga will be coming up here shortly.
Yes, check out Scott's channel and stuff. And I'll put the link in below. All right, take care. Bye for now.